So far, so good for Bristol City, Reading and Luton Town as they are top of the league with 2 wins out of 2. But will they still be there at the end of match day number 3? We'll take a little look at it. Next! Match number 3 out in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. We're going to all hear, boys. Under Awan Arowski. That's right, boys and girls. Goodness gracious me. A lot of goals, a lot of drama last weekend out in the Championship. But will there be more this coming week? Of course there's going to be more. As goals galore, of course, definitely at Ewood Park. There was 5 goals for Rovers as it turned over Wycombe. There was also 5 goals at the Rico or the St Andrews or wherever the heck Coventry City play their game as they upset the odds against QPR. We'll talk more about those in a minute. I want a big shout out to the 19 VIP gangs, the executive VIPs, Patreons of the club. Thank you very much for your support. Do appreciate the love, and you know who you are. If you're not too sure, you'll see them at the end of the show. The old credits will roll and all their glorious names will roll by. But anyone out there that wants to support the gang, support the club, or support the channel in another way, check out the old description. Links to my other social media platforms in there as well, but also patreon.com/Roverseas. Make sure you check it out. We're trying to make 19 into 20, and you could be that man. So let's jump in the deep end, of course, and take a look at how we all got on last time. Let's have a quick swig of the old morning glory juice. That's right. So the Championship. This is the criteria, I think. 0 to 4, you're in the straight face gang. 5 to 8, you're in the top straight face gang. And 9 plus, you're in the top banana, lads. Let's get into it, of course. My picks on the left, the actual scores on the right. So Coventry, of course, opened up their account with what did they open up? They opened up a can of whoop-ass. That's what they did over QPR. 3-2 winners at home. I'm going to say at home. Matt Gooden, Callum O'Hare, and Carl McFadden with a late winner for Coventry as they beat QPR. Landon Dykes on the score sheet for QPR and Young Barbe as well. Actually, I remember the 1-1 draw in this one. I did think Coventry would get something out of this, but I didn't think they'd get all 3 points. Meanwhile, Forest continue to be an absolute shit show at the moment. Keeping more with a double for Cardiff. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Forest. How wrong was I? Meanwhile, I was confident for Rovers. I went with a 3-0, but it was a 5-0 Bobby Dazzler in the end over Wycombe. A hat-trick from Adam Armstrong. Tyrese Dolan ripping it up as well for Rovers, and Derek Armstrong. Classic. If you haven't seen that goal, that was the goal of the season right there. And the celebration was Perla. I'm not all about Dolans, I'm all about Williams. Little heel click. Meanwhile, Brentford, they did beat Huddersfield as well, 3-0, showing the business there. Josh De Silva, Marcus Force, and Brian and Bumbo on score sheet for the 91st minute there as they came out on top. Actually, with a 2-0 win, not too bad on that one. Middlesbrough, they drew with Bournemouth 1-1 and actually called this 1-1, boys. Bang on the nose. Warnock was not there. I don't think he's got the COVID. I think he's got the COVID. Marcus Brown and Dominic Solanke on score sheet for Bournemouth. Reading, again, 2-0 winners over Barnsley. Opened up a nice little lead. Well, they're at the top of the table at the moment. 2-0 win in the end. Miate and Olise on score sheet for Reading. And Anderson got himself sent off for Barnsley as they finished the game with 9. I just remember the 2-1 win for Reading myself. Luton Town, they did bits as well. I called it. I went with the 1-0 win for Luton. 2-1 win was the final score. The goal scorers, Luke Berry and Jordan Clark for Luton. Jack Marriott, the 1-0 goal scorer for Derby, as they made it back-to-back defeats. Of course, Norwich and Preston ended up a 4-goal Bobby Dazzler 2-2. Timo Pukki and Pidgeotto on score sheet for Norwich. Scott Sinclair and Darnell Fisher for Preston, as they got themselves a point. A good away point as well. 3-0 win for me. Got that one wrong. Rotherham, they lost to Millwall. 1-0 winners in the end for Millwall. Jed Wallace, the 1-0 goal scorer on the day. Actually went with the 1-1 draw myself, so I got that one wrong. Sheffield Wednesday, they drew with Watford 0-0. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Watford, got that one wrong as well. Swansea City, also 0-0 against Birmingham. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Swansea. And wrapping it up there, 2-0 winners for Bristol City over Stoke City. Actually went with the 3-1 win. Naki Wells and Angus Wyman on the score sheet for Bristol City. And I did 2, 4, 5. I did pretty shit. Less than half, boys and girls. But I don't think I'm on my own. I think there's a few of us out there. This is the table as it stands. Reading lead the way. Bristol City are in second, and Luton Town are in third as well. Sheffield Wednesday are up there according to this, but of course they've got negative. They've actually got negative points. What are they on really? They're actually they are negative something. Anyway, I can't do the maths. It's 6 a.m. Bournemouth and Norwich City are in the playoffs as it stands. So that's my pick-a-roonies. Let's take a look at how you all got on in the prediction league, boys and girls. Still plenty of time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You can join in week 3, or join in week 6 probably, and maybe even week 10 and still be in the consideration to win it. Because there's people going to drop off. I'm sure I've already seen a few guys drop off already. But here we go. Hopefully we are in tip-top shape. So, Game and Charlie did shit. David Cayley, not too bad. Slamming Celtic, not too shabby. James James Matton, not too bad. Victor Fisher did poop. Creative Name did all right. Sean Brenner, not too shabby. Football Mapper did all right. Yannick Bustler did okay. We Are QPR, not too shabby. Okay, did okay. Samuel Benasalingo did all right. Harry did gash. Victor Carvalho did also shooty poo poopy. Bean Man did bit. Simple's not too shabby. Roberto Hollis not bad. Mabata Mustafa did poop. And Brad Bedford did all right. Joe, he did all right. Respect to you, sir. Patreon, of course. Dennis Kazali did shit. Russell Frost, respect also. And he's also a Patreon. Chaz Jenks, not too shabby. Ultra Omium Murat, he did poop, but you're still a kingpin in my heart because you're a patron. Isaac A did okay. Jan did shit. Jake Madley did poop. Vincent Hong did poop. Connor A did all right. Mitchell Shoney, not too bad. Mike Gallagher also did all right. He did shit, actually. Shane O'Donnell did okay. Mini Arcada did all right. Nathan Heaver. Moving on. This fella, he did poop. Shepherd, killing it. Of course he is. Charlie Bonner did all right. Elgin Cow did poop. Bubblegum round applause. Neil Martin had a nightmare as well. Callum Brisself did all right. Solid Pope, he did okay. Keaton Zamoni did absolute gash. And I Hate Manor also did poop as well. Omar Gaskevu, the Mexican Kingpin, he did bits as well. Alex Weller did poop. Jakob Johansson, well done to you. Being a Patreon. Callum Wright, he's in year 9, did shit. Ajibang, something. What it did okay. I Just Love Norwich did poop. Gethin Tasker did alright. Richard also did okay. Maximus did shit. Cody Ho, not too bad. Well done to you. Zach Bauer did alright as well. And I think that's your lot. This is your leaders at matchday number 3. I'll have a little drink. Yannick Bustler and Richard Dawson get themselves 8 out of 10. Russell Foster's also up there with 7. Cody Go not too far away in 7th spot. That's your week 2 leaderboard. But of course, what you really want to know is who is the current prediction king or queen out in the championship? Well, according to my knowledge, it's Mitchell Shoney and Yannick Bustler with 50% success rate so far. Kodiko's not too far away. Gaming Charlie also in the hunt as well, as is Russell Frost, as is Jacob Johansson as well in the top 13. It's really not great so far for prediction-wise, but it is the championship. It is a difficult division to predict. Of course, still plenty of time to get involved in your prediction league, and it's still a work in progress, so don't. And it's very hard. It's hard to keep up with the pace. Anyway, we're going to talk about Huddersfield. They're going to be taking on this match day number 3, taking on Nottingham Forest on Friday. 57 times these two sides play each other. 22 wins for Huddersfield, 18 wins for Forest, and 17 draws. The last 6, though, sees 3 wins for Huddersfield, 2 wins for Nottingham Forest, and 1 draw. The last time they played each other was at the City Ground. It was a 3-1 win for Forest, grabbing with a couple of goals. Yates as well on the score sheet. Colin Grant on the score sheet for Huddersfield. Still there, still at the club. Junior back Kakuna get himself sent off on this one. Last time they played each other at the John Smith's Kirk Lee Stadium was a 2-1 win for Huddersfield. Christian Schindler, Stephen Mooney as well. Joe Warren on the score sheet way back when. That was back in December 2019. Heading into this, Huddersfield actually failed to score in 6 of the last 8 matches, and they've also Forest have actually lost their last 4 matches in the championship. Not great form for them, but that maybe they'll turn it around this coming weekend. I do anticipate a bit of a wobble here for Forest on this one. Of course, Huddersfield come into this 2 defeats out of 2. Same could be said for Nottingham Forest. Both of these sides looking for victories, and it's both going to be live in front of the cameras, I'm sure, on this one. I can't separate the 2 sides. I think this will be a plus point for Forest. Maybe it'll be the start of something, start of a little run for them. I'm going with a 1-1 draw in the end, live in front of the cameras. I don't think it'll be pretty, but it'll be okay. In fact, I'll just give you the odds on this one. 7-4 for Huddersfield. 7-4 was also for Forest. At 21-10 is your draw. Even the bookies can't separate 2 sides. Next up, of course, we have the chief whipping boys at the moment. It's Wycombe. They're going to be taking on Swansea City this coming weekend. They played each other just 5 times. 2 weird. 2 wins. In fact, let's take a close look at these stats here. They played each other 6 times. 2 wins for Wycombe. 3 wins for Swansea and 1 draw. Last time they played each other was in the Johnston's Plate Trophy back in 2007. Swansea were the victorious. Over in Wales, Gwilym Bazooga on the score sheet. Paul Hansen as well, all the way back in 2007. Goodness gracious me. Last time they played each other at the Adams Park was back in 2004. Same trophy. 1-0 win for Wycombe. Goodness gracious me. Adam Birchall on the score sheet on this one. Heading into this, of course, the bookies odds 15-4 for Wycombe, 5-4 on for Swansea. Red hot favourites 5-2 is your draw. Of course, Wycombe opening up the count, 2 defeats on the 2. Swansea sitting mid-table at the moment, 1 win and 1 defeat. So 1 win and 1 draw so far in 10th spot. I do expect them to make it 2 wins out of 3 for them this season as they come away with a comfortable win over Wycombe Wanderers, unfortunately. Next up, who do we have? Birmingham City taking on Rotherham. These two sides have played each other. Where are you? Where are you, Birmingham City? You've taken on Rotherham. I've got the wrong stats here. They've taken on each other just 29 times. 17 wins for Birmingham City, 5 wins for Rotherham, and 7 draws. Heading into this, the bookies are the last 6 though sees 3 wins for Birmingham, 1 win for Rotherham, and 2 draws. The last time I played each other was over in Rotherham. It was a 3-1 win for Birmingham. Jakes Makuma on the score sheet, Jota and Kerim Mbate on the score sheet for Birmingham. And Rotherham scored through Matt Crooks. That was in the Championship back in April 2019. Last time at St Andrews was a 3-1 win for Birmingham as well. So back-to-back 3-1 wins for them. It's actually unbeaten against Rotherham in 5. The last 5 occasions. Last defeat was back in 2005 at St Andrews. But anyway, the last time played each other at St Andrews, 3-1 win. Lucas Jakubowicz with a hat-trick. John Taylor on the score sheet as well. Birmingham actually failed to win 15 last 16 matches in the Championship. They've opened up their account though. Where are they in the table? 7th. 1 win, 1 draw so far. Not too shabby. The bookmakers odds, we'll see 65 for Birmingham, but 23-10 for the draw. 12-5 is your away win. Karanka's there. He's done okay. He'll continue doing okay with a 2-1 win over Rotherham this weekend. That's my take on that one. That's my 2 cents on that bad boy. Next up we have Cardiff City up against Reading this coming weekend. These two sides play each other 44 times, 15 wins for Cardiff, 13 wins for Reading, and 16 draws, stretching all the way back to the birth of football. Anyway, these two sides played each other the last 6, so 0 wins for Cardiff, 2 wins for Reading, and 4 draws, including a draw in the FA Cup. 3-3 Bobby Dazzler back in February before lockdown. Last time they played each other in league action was over in Wales. It was a 1-1 draw back in January 2020. A 1-1 draw. Callum Pearson on the score sheet for Cardiff. Yuku Makete on the score sheet for Reading heading into this. Reading actually just 1 defeat out of the past 4 games this season. That was in the Carabao Cup against Luton at the Matchday scheme. Meanwhile, Cardiff come into this 1 win out of the past 3. Not great, but they did beat Forest away from home last time around. Bookies odds, I'll tell you that now. Taking place on Saturday. It will be 23-20 for Cardiff. 23-10 is your draw. 5-2 is your away win. Reading, of course, top of the table at the moment. Will they make it 3 wins out of 3 up against Cardiff? So decent mid-table at the moment for them. I'm going to give it to Cardiff on this one with a 2-0 win. I do expect them I do expect Reading to start to struggle a little bit. If they do come out of this with a victory, they might have they might be in the discussion for this because the new manager, starting with a couple of wins, that's just going to breathe confidence for these lads. Next up, of course, we have Derby County against Blackburn Rovers. The game of the weekend, boys. It's at Pride Park, and if there's ever a time to play them, it is now. Last time they played each other was a spanking by Derby spanked us. But anyway, we played each other 132 times, 41 wins for Derby, 55 wins for Rovers, 36 draws. The last 6 though sees 1 win for Derby, 4 wins for Rovers, and 1 draw. Of course, last time around it was at Pride Park. It was a 3-0 win. Sibley was on the score sheet. Chris Martin with a couple of goals. John Buckley got himself sent off. That was the last game before lockdown for both of us. Of course, last time we played each other at Ewood. In fact, we've won the last 3 occasions at Ewood. 1-0, 2-0, and 1-0. Heading into this Derby, we've actually lost 6 of the last 7 matches in the Championship. Blackburn have actually lost 6 of the last 7 away matches in the Championship, so a bit wobbly. Rovers actually conceded at least 2 goals in 7 of the last 8 matches as well, but we've got a new improved backline defence now. Of course, heading into this Derby, not great this season. Their only victory coming in the League Cup against Barrow via penalties. It's been 3 defeats on the spin for them. Rovers come, of course, start off the season okay. Good performances against Bournemouth, good performances against Newcastle United in the Cup, and of course, really good performance against Wycombe, a 5-0 win last time around. Yes, I'll have extensive coverage of this game. I'll do a bit more of a detailed review, or a very, very detailed review on the channel, so make sure you check that bad boy out. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw on this one. I think Rovers will be the happier out of the 2 sides. Derby, of course, will be happy to get moving with the first point. I'll tell you the odds as well. The odds on this one, 70-10 for Derby, 94 is your draw, 70-10 for Blackburn. Just kind of what the bookies say there, 2-2, just straight down the middle. They can't separate the 2 sides, and I can't either. Anyway, what do you think about the next one? Barnsley up against Coventry. These 2 sides play each other 52 times, 14 wins for Barnsley, 26 wins for Coventry, and 12 draws. That's over the course of time. The last 6, though, sees 3 wins for Barnsley, 2 wins for Coventry, and 1 draw. Heading into this, the last 9 played each other was in Barnsley back in League One. It was a 2-2 draw. Mowat and Woodrow on the score sheet for Barnsley. Huwalia Mafulia and Luke Thomas on the score sheet for Coventry. Heading into this, though, Coventry started off the season okay, 2 wins out of 4 in all competitions. As for Barnsley, 2 wins out of 4 as well, but both of their defeats coming in the League Cup. Bookies odds on this one, 5-4 for Barnsley, 23-10 is your draw, 23-10 is your away win on this one. Coventry, of course, looking good, 14th spot at the moment. Barnsley looking wobbly, 21st spot on the table at the moment. I'm going with the Barnsley win on this one. They're a decent side. I think I do like their manager. I think they've got a really decent manager there, and they did end the season strongly. They need to get a few points on the board now, early doors, especially against opposition like this, where they're kind of similar competition, it's kind of like a 6-pointer already. They need to get these, need to win these ones, especially at home. And I'm putting the pressure on you now, Barnsley. Come away with a win on this one. Next up, we have Millwall taking on Brentford. These bad boys have played each other 25 times over the course of time. 9 wins for Millwall, 8 wins for Brentford, and 8 draws. The last 6 of those seasons, 2 wins for Millwall, 3 wins for Brentford, and 1 draw. Last time played each other was at the Den. It was a 1-0 win for Millwall. Aidan O'Brien on the score sheet on the 8th minute. That was around about late festive period 2019. Last time played each other at Brentford was a 3-2 win for Brentford. Heading into this, Brentford actually failed to score in the last 3 matches away from home. They've also lost the last 3 away matches as well. But they come into this 1 defeat of the past 5, or 1 defeat of the past 4 if you eliminate friendlies. Their only defeat was against Birmingham in the Championship. Meanwhile, Millwall started off the season in tip-top form. Unbeaten in 4 games across all competitions, still in the cup as well. Bookies odds will probably go with Brentford, but it's tight. 5-2 for Millwall on this one. 11-5 is your draw. 6-5 is your away win. Brentford are the favourites, but this is not a given. It's not a given. Millwall, of course, unbeaten so far. 4 wins out of possible 6. Brentford, just 1 win in the past 2 as well. So Millwall coming to above Brentford in the table, 9th spot, and a win for Millwall could actually, of course, go top of the table. I'm going with Brentford on this one reluctantly. I think Millwall can get something out of this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up a draw on this one. So I'm going with a 2-0 win. I let my... I think maybe the dust will settle down. Maybe David Raya between sticks and all that kind of stuff. It'll calm it all down for Brentford. Anyway, next up is a bit of a derby. This one, Watford against Luton Town. They've not had this derby in a long time. These two sides played each other 40 times. 9 wins for Watford, 20 wins for Luton, 11 draws between these two sides. The last time they played each other was back in 2006. Goodness gracious me. It was a 1-1 draw at Vicarage Road. It was in the Championship as well. Marlon King on the score sheet and Amit Burkovic on the score sheet for Luton. Goodness gracious. Luton have actually won the last 4 matches in the Championship. They've also got a clean sheet in 5 of the last 6 away matches as well. They're looking good at the moment. Luton Town, 5 wins on the spin. 4 wins on the spin across all competitions, and they're still in the cup. Meanwhile, Watford unbeaten in 3 as well, still in the cup as well. So it'll be a hotly contested this one. Luton actually above them in the league at the moment, sitting 3rd, 2 wins on the 2. Watford actually in 8th for the moment, but again, it's still early days. 7-10 on, or 10-7 on. Watford are your favourites. 30-5 is your draw. 92 is your away win. This is like I said, a crunch clash derby. Local pride is on the line between these two juggernauts, and I'm going with Watford on this one. They've not been good so far. They've just done okay. The opening day win against, who was it? Middlesbrough, I think it was, or whoever. It wasn't great, and a box standing 0-0 draw last time around has me thinking that they might not be as good as they think they are. But this will be a good test for them up against a rival. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Watford. Next up, of course, we have the North End taking on Stoke. Northwest affair of sorts. 96 times these two sides played each other. 45 wins for the Nobbers, 30 wins for Stoke, and 21 draws over the course of time. The last 6 though between these two. 4 wins for Preston, nothing for Stoke, and 2 draws. Last time they played each other was at the Bet 365. It was 2-1 win, a 2-0 win for Preston. Alan Brown, Tom Barkhusen on score sheet for the Nobbers. Meanwhile, last time they played each other at Deepdale was a 3-1 win for Preston. Daniel Johnson, Billy Bowden, and Josh Harper on the score sheet. James McLean on the score sheet for Stoke. There was rumours of Daniel Johnson possibly going to Rangers. I don't know if that's still hanging around, but Stoke actually failed to win their 9 last 10 matches away from home. Heading into this, just 1 defeat in the past 4 for Stoke. That was against Bristol City last time around. They did beat Wolves in the cup. They also beat Blackburn in the cup, and they opened up their account with a draw against Millwall. Meanwhile, Preston, not the greatest start for them this season. Just 1 win in the past 4. Looking a bit wobbly as well in the league. They come into this, Preston sitting in 17th spot, 1 point out of a possible 6. Stoke the same, I believe. The bookies odds, these two sides back to back, both with draws so far. 6-4 for Preston, 2-1 for Stoke. 11-5 is your draw. I'm going with the Nobbers on this one. They've not been great so far either, but I do expect them to at least grind over the line with a win against Stoke this coming weekend. Next up, of course, we have QPR taking on Middlesbrough. It's the Neil Warnock derby, boys and girls. 51 times these two sides played each other. 18 wins for QPR, 18 wins for Borough, and 15 draws. Cannot separate the two sides. Heading into this, the last 6 sees 2 wins for QPR, 3 wins for Borough, and 1 draw. The last time they played each other was at the Riverside. It was a 1-0 win for QPR. Jordan Heigl on the score sheet for QPR. Last time they played each other at Loftus Road, or whatever you want to call it, was a 2-2 draw back in November 2019. Naki Wells, Johnny Holston with a big fat OG, and Britta Summerlong with a brace for Middlesbrough as they got a share of the spoils there. QPR actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches in the Championship, but they've opened up their campaign with 1 win out of 3 across all competitions. Meanwhile, Middlesbrough have opened up their account with 1 win out of 4, and that was in the League Cup, beating Shrewsbury. But after that, it's just one draw, and that was against Bournemouth. A good result in the grand scheme of things. The bookies odds on this one, 30-8 for QPR, 9-4 is your draw, 7-4 is a Euro away win on this one. Heading into this, QPR, I think the better of the two sides, sitting in 13th spot. Middlesbrough at the moment in 18th spot with 1 point so far on the board. I'm going with a 3-2 goal fest on this one, going in favour of QPR. Lyndon Dykes looks the part. Can he continue scoring? I think he's scored in each and every one of the old championship games, I believe. I'm not too sure, 100% on that one anyway. Yeah, of course, Warnock, I don't think he's there. I think he's on the old quarantine or whatever he is, but we'll see. But I'm going with a 3-2 win for QPR on this one. Bristol City, also looking good, top of the table-ish at the moment. Taking on Sheffield Wednesday, negative points still, but they're doing bits at the moment. Sheffield Wednesday competing, trying to get rid of that negative deficit. Anyway, these two sides play each other 62 times, 17 wins for Bristol City, 30 wins for the Owls, and 15 draws. The last, what have we got? 6. He's 1 win for Bristol City, 4 wins for the Sheffield Wednesday, and 1 draw. Last time played each other was at Thrashton Gate. It was a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday. Connor Wycombe and Muslim Lungongo in lockdown. That was earlier in this last season in June. Naki Wells on the score sheet for Bristol City. 2-1 win. Sheffield Wednesday last round. Sheffield Wednesday scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 away matches, and they started the season in tip-top shape. Unbeaten in 4 games, 3 wins and 1 draw across all competitions. Meanwhile, Bristol City actually won all 4 of their games with the new manager, and they look the part right now. I had some reservations. I still have reservations about Holden, the manager, but they made some really good signings, and they've got a really good defence, back-to-back clean sheets for them across the 2 competitions. Just conceded 1 goal so far out of 4 games. They look the part so far. The bookies odds will probably go with Bristol City on this one. 6-4, they are the favourites, I think. 11-5 is your draw. 2-1. For Sheffield Wednesday. It's tight. It's very tight, but I'm going to go with the Bristol City 2-0 win, clean sheet to boot. And wrapping it up the weekend, it will be Bournemouth taking on Norwich. These two sides have played each other 9 times. 2 wins for Bournemouth, 4 wins for Norwich, and 3 draws. The last 6 there between these two sides. He's bought 2 wins for Bournemouth, 3 wins for Norwich, and 1 draw. Last time played each other was at Carrow Road. It was a 1-0 win in the Premier League. Team Perky from the penalty spot. Steve Cook and Ben Godfrey got themselves sent off on that occasion. Last time they played each other, and the Vitality or the Liberty or whatever the heck they call it, was a 0-0 draw back in October 2019. Heading into this, what's the gen on these two? Norwich sit in 6th spot, 4 points out of possible 6. Bournemouth are in 5th spot, 4 points out of possible 6. Very tight this two, and it's very tight to separate two sides. 29-20 or 30-20 or 3-2 for Bournemouth for the win. 9-4 is your draw. 2-1 is your away win for the bookies odds. I'm going with Bournemouth on this one. I've seen them play. They've been okay. And again, question marks still remain a lot of their players. Will they go? I don't know. They still got a whole bunch of them. As for Norwich, I'm not a believer in them just yet. I think they're not in top gear just yet. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win myself on that bad boy. That, my friends, is what I think will happen this coming match day, match number 3. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Bristol City will be top of the table outright. Bournemouth will be in 2nd. Watford, Swansea, Birmingham, and Brentford make up your top 6. Down the foot of the table will be Wycombe, Huddersfield, and Nottingham Forest going down as it stands. And of course, the Brighton Rovers will be 11th spot. We're okay, just 3 points off of 3rd or 2nd, even if you want to look at it that way. But that's what I think about that boy. And again, be sure to check out the old get your predictions in for your entrance or your entrance fee. It's free to the Prediction League, boys. You could become Kingpin of the Championship as we enter match number 4 as well. So looking forward to that. Be sure to get your predictions nice and early, of course. Who do you think? And again, be sure to stick around for the channel. I've got extensive coverage of Derby against Blackburn. I'm probably going to do a watch along on the weekend, so make sure you check that bad boy out if you're bored on Saturday. And it's not just your typical watch alongs. I actually bring you up to date with goals going in everywhere. I'll let you know what's going on around the grounds, not just in this division, across the Premier League, maybe even across Europe, depending on how fluid I am. But that, my friends, is it. Be sure to give the video some loving. Smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe. Also check out the descriptions. These my other social media platforms are in there. Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon. If you want to support the channel in another way, that's the place to do it. As for the watch along, it will be possibly on Twitch, possibly on YouTube at the same time. Oh yeah, that's what we talk about here. We're on the channel. We're sexy over here. And until then, I'm gonna go. I've got a coffee to drink and predictions to make.